So I'll get dressed and go to town. I'll find a crowded avenue, though it will be empty without you. Can't get used to losing you no matter what I do to do. Oh, hello. Hey, how are we all doing? Morning, Baycroft. Mr. Mitchell here. Let's have a look. Yeah. No, sorry, no, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at me. I just seem to... What is it with me? Anyway, how are you all? New week, new topic for me to talk about. As you know, my job here on Baycroft TV is at least to try to have something to say for when we get started that at least might be a little bit interesting to stop you falling asleep in your Cocoa Pop. Sometimes that's an easy job for me. I mean, a few weeks ago we talked about inspiring women, and that's dead easy because there's been lots of really inspiring people who we can learn from. Last week, much tougher because I just talked about the Vikings, and it turns out they're just a bunch of namby-pamby crybabies, so that was much harder for me. Now, those of you who have watched all the way through may remember I did a week on my pets, and that was my favourite really, not because I got to talk about my pets, but because one of my biggest passions in the whole world are animals and the natural world. I find the natural world endlessly fascinating. I mean, Mr. Kith, our hard-working editor extraordinaire, has a passion for outer space, and I think that's amazing. I think anyone who has a genuine interest in something is great. But I have to disagree. I'm kind of yet to be convinced that there's anything up there that's better than what we've got down here. What is there in outer space that's as amazing as the life cycle of a butterfly, or as beautiful as a leopard, or as terrifying and freaky as a frog? Well, I love talking about animals, so dodgy link alert. On this day, in 1928, the actress who starred in the original King Kong film, Fay Wray, great name, got married. And that was reason enough for me to dedicate this week to my favourite subject, nature. See, most of you will have seen the film King Kong or be aware of King Kong. It's a story about a giant gorilla. But I bet over this week I will tell you some true facts about nature that make a giant gorilla seem totally boring. In fact, I may spread it over more than a week. Who knows? I'm the boss, I get to say. So, there's so much amazing stuff that I bet you didn't know and is every bit as amazing as anything we can make up. How about this? Just to get us started on the topic. I'm going to ask you 4 questions now for you to ponder during the broadcast. First question. Did you know there's an animal that has got such bad breath that it uses it as a weapon? Which animal do you think that might be? Or, second question, there's an animal whose bite is strong enough it can crush a bowling ball. Which animal might that be? There's an animal that's got a tooth that's 10 feet long. A tooth, 10 feet long. That's about the same length as Mr. Hanlon with Miss Povey sitting on top of his shoulders. Which animal is that? Or what about this? Which of these 4 animals didn't originally belong here in England? Badgers, rhinos, deer, or foxes? Which one do you think? The natural world is, in my opinion, nearly always more amazing than anything we can make up. And I want to share some of that with you this week. Let's talk some more at the end of the broadcast. I'll give you the answers to those 4 questions. But in the meantime, great to see you again, and let's speak at the end.
Good morning, Baycroft. It's lovely to see you all, and I do hope you had a fantastic weekend and that you're all well and safe this morning. This week, I'd like to be thinking about gratitude with you. That's something that you're glad about, something that you're grateful for, and one of the ways that adults take really good care of their well-being and help themselves to keep happy and feeling good about things is by thinking at night of a couple of things that have made them really happy or glad or grateful during the day. So I was wondering if you'd like to take a little challenge this week, and I'll do the same, and perhaps we will, just before our bedtime, think about 2 or 3 things that we're really happy about, that we're glad have happened or glad we've got. So it might be your favourite pet, it might be your lovely snuggly warm bed, it might be your brothers or sisters or somebody kind in the day, or a fantastic game that you've enjoyed. It could be just being grateful that you haven't had maths with Mr. Mitchell today, of course.
Bruh.
So what I'd love you to do is make a note of those things, or tell a mum or dad or carer, and perhaps you'd like to email in and let me know a couple of the things that you've been grateful for this week, and perhaps we'll share those next week when I welcome you to the week ahead, and we'll think about the things that have gone really well this week. So I hope you have a lovely week, enjoy the episode, and I will see you soon. Take care.
Hi Baycroft, hope you're doing alright. Another week at school now, so let's get to it. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing some speed skating. Now, you may not know what speed skating is, but it's a Winter Olympic sport similar to rollerblading, where they go from side to side. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start one side, we're going to put our leg behind, we're going to jump onto the other leg. You can use your hands to help keep your balance. Now, I want you to do this for about 30 seconds and then stop, okay? So we're pushing through, use that arm to swing up. And we're just going to keep going like that, okay? Make sure that back foot goes behind the leg that's planted on the floor, okay? Give it a go. See you tomorrow.
Good morning, Baycroft. Happy Monday. You know what that means? Another concept to be looking at for thought of the day. Now, I thought I'd give you a few clues about this week's concept, as usual, but it's not a video. Instead, I'm going to play a piece of music and show you these images. How quickly can you guess what the concept's going to be? That's right, we're looking at friends and friendship. Now, we're not going to be looking at Monica, Chandler, Joey and the gang every day. We're going to be looking at what makes a friend, how you can be a good friend, and how to identify what friendship looks like. So, over to the staff at Baycroft to see what friendship means to them.
I like to talk about friendship a lot. Good friends trust each other, good friends help each other, and if you can be a good friend, you'll always have good friends around you.
You just remember what your old past said, or you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend.
Hard times will always reveal true friendships. So even if we can't see our friends at the moment, we can still send them a message, write them a text, give them a phone call, write a letter, and see how they are. True friends will always cheer you up if you're having a bad day.
You got trouble, and I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, see it through.
Hello Baycroft. So this week we're looking at friendship. There's 4 things I look for in a friend. There's someone that I can trust, someone that's loyal, someone that is respectful, and someone that loves. I think it's so important to have a friend and someone that we can rely on and talk to, and someone that's going to give us advice when we need it.
Will ever love you the way I do. It's me and you, boy, and as the years go by.
To me, friendship is supporting each other in our ideas, our feelings, and our fun. It's also about having the courage to tell your friend when they need to improve on something, or when they're being unkind to others.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
Good morning, Baycroft. Now, some of you may be thinking, Miss, have you officially lost the plot on a Monday morning? Well, maybe slightly, but any adults that were watching with you just then will know exactly where that song is from, and I expect they probably started singing along as well. And that is because we are celebrating today Courtney Cox's birthday, who played a character called Monica Geller in an amazing TV show called Friends, which people still watch today, even though it was made years ago. And the reason we listen to that piece of music is because that is the theme song for the programme. Anyone that's seen the programme, the minute they hear that will know exactly where it's come from. And that is the power of TV theme tunes and movie theme tunes. You automatically know what the film is or what the programme is if you've seen it and if you've heard that theme tune. So today, nice, quick, easy, simple task for you. I would like you to choose your own theme tune. A song that you think represents you, and when people hear it, you want them to think, that's me, that song is me, okay? Now, for example, if I was going to choose a theme tune, this would be mine. Now, as your dance teacher, that song would hopefully make you think, Miss Knight loves that song, because she always feels better when she's dancing with us in lessons, okay? So that would be my theme tune, and now I would like to know what yours would be. So let us know, drop us a message, and enjoy making your own routine up to your own theme tune, and I will see you soon. Bye!
Hello Baycroft, it's Mr. Mark here. On this week in 1884, the first roller coaster in the USA opened at Coney Island. So today we'll be briefly talking about the history of roller coasters and showing you some footage of some exciting ones. The world's oldest roller coasters came from the Russian mountains, which were specifically constructed hills of snow located in the gardens of palaces around the Russian capital, St. Petersburg, in the 18th century. In the 1850s, a mining company in Pennsylvania in America constructed the Mount Chunk Gravity Railroad, which was a brakeman-controlled 8.7-mile downhill track that was used to deliver coal. By 1872, the Gravity Road, as it became known, was selling rides to thrill-seekers. Railway companies used similar tracks to provide amusement on days when ridership was low. Using this idea as a basis, Lamarcus Adner Thompson began work on a gravity switchback railway, which opened at Coney Island in Brooklyn, New York in 1884. Passengers climbed to the top of a platform and rode a bench-like car down the 180-metre track up to the top of another tower, where the vehicle was then switched to a return track, and the passengers took the return trip. This track design was soon replaced with an oval complete circuit. In 1885, Philip Hinkle introduced the first complete circuit coaster with a lift hill, the Gravity Pleasure Road, which became the most popular attraction at Coney Island. As it grew in popularity, experimentation in coaster dynamics took off. In the 1880s, the concept of a vertical loop was again explored by Lena Beecher, and in 1895 the concept came into fruition with the flip-flap railway, located at Sea Lion Park in Brooklyn. And shortly afterwards with Loop the Loop in Olentangy Park near Columbus, Ohio, as well as similar coasters in Atlantic City and Coney Island. The rides were incredibly dangerous, and many passengers suffered whiplash. Both were soon dismantled, and looping coasters had to wait for over half a century before they made a reappearance. By 1919, the first under-friction roller coaster had been developed by John Miller. Pretty soon, roller coasters spread to amusement parks all around the world. Perhaps the best-known historical roller coaster, the Cyclone, was opened at Coney Island in 1927. Like the Cyclone, all early roller coasters were made of wood. Many old wooden roller coasters are still operational today at parks such as Kennywood near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Pleasure Beach in Blackpool, England. At the end of this video, there's an interesting idea that's currently being made in Orlando, Florida. Contrary what the video says, it's actually now due to open in 2021. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I hope you all have a happy day.
Oh, doesn't that look scary? It's called the Skyscraper, and it will be the world's tallest roller coaster when it opens in Orlando, Florida in 2016. Developers from US Thrill Rides released a new animation today, complete with fake screams. The 570-foot vertical coaster will be inside a $200 million entertainment complex called Skyplex in downtown Orlando. It will take the title from the current tallest roller coaster, Kingda Ka in New Jersey. That coaster is only 465 feet, but goes faster at a whopping 128 miles per hour. To compare, the Skyscraper will reach speeds of 65 miles per hour and will feature a 55-story glass elevator. At the top, there's an observation deck complete with retail space, a restaurant, and a bar. As a vertical coaster, it doesn't take up as much room as most coasters. US Thrill Rides write on their website that it's powered up and gravity takes riders down. And speaking of riders, the skyscraper can send between 850 and 1,600 people flying every hour.
Today's sign is hungry. Hungry.
Hello, welcome back everyone. How are we all doing? Hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast. You'll remember at the start I set you 4 questions to get us a little bit excited and interested in the natural world that we live in. First question. There's an animal that uses its bad breath as a weapon. Which animal? Anyone? No? And that's a bit rude. I am here, I can hear you. It's a hippo. 2. An animal that can crush a bowling ball with its bite. Grizzly bear. Third question. An animal with a tooth that's 10 foot long. Correct, Libby. It is indeed the narwhal, but they're not all called Nathan. What about which of these 4 animals didn't originate in England? Badgers, rhinos, deer, or foxes? No. It's deer. Rhinos did originally live in England. How amazing is that? Did you get any of them right? Let's talk more about animals over the course of this week. But lovely to see you. Happy Monday, everyone, and we will see you soon tomorrow.